on Wednesday, July 19th, 2017. Cook County Board President Toni Preckwinkle addressed the recent countywide layoffs and ongoing budget crisis.
The past month has been challenging, to say the least. On June 19th, Commissioner Steele passed away. He was a friend and an ally, and his death has been a terrible loss to me and to his colleagues. Furthermore, not since I took office and confronted a budget gap of more than $500 million have we faced such difficult decisions. It grieves me deeply to lay off hardworking and dedicated employees. But we have to view the present situation with clarity, and time is of the essence. Because of the temporary restraining order, we cannot collect the sweetened beverage tax that was expected to yield $68 million to help us balance our fiscal year 2017 budget. $68 million, approximately $17 million a month. Instead, it's increasingly apparent we need to gird for a long court fight. And that means finding ways to close the fiscal year 2017 budget gap as it now exists and prepare for what we may need to do in 2018. I want to remind everyone that when we first proposed the tax last October, I cautioned that without this revenue, we would have to lay off hundreds of county workers. I proposed the sweetened beverage tax to avoid this situation, and 8 brave commissioners voted for it. That revenue was included in our fiscal year 2017 budget, which passed the board 13-4. I made a point of stressing that since public health and public safety together comprise 87% of our budget, those offices and departments would bear a disproportionate share of any cuts. Under my direction, the Budget Office has been working with all separately elected officials, department heads and bureau chiefs, to achieve a 10% holdback in their adjusted expenditures for the last 4 months of the fiscal year. I'm grateful to all those elected officials and administrators who have answered the call. Virtually all of them have met the Budget Office mandate. Many found ways to save money short of personnel actions. But as we announced last Friday, more than 300 layoffs and 600 vacancy closures were still necessary. We continue to work with the Office of the Chief Judge and hope to resolve his outstanding issues shortly. Unfortunately, I must say with great disappointment that the sheriff continues to put forward proposals that are either unrealistic or will not result in real reductions. Instead of working in good faith with the Budget Office, he's embarked on a media tour, either personally or through surrogates. The jail stands at the heart of the sheriff's budget. The average daily detention population was 10,000 in 2010 and is now less than 7,500. We've seen the jail population go down and stay down, but we haven't seen savings. Why? The sheriff has stated on a number of occasions that his headcount has fallen in the past decade, and it has, slightly, since 2006. But given the decline in the jail population since 2010, it should have declined considerably. The sheriff and his surrogates have been shopping the notion that we gave a directive calling for 925 layoffs, heavily weighted on jail guards and police. The truth is that the recommendation, and that's what it was, a recommendation similar to that given to all other agencies, was that layoffs should include 9% management positions and 30% administrative support positions. Fewer than 7% of the positions in the recommendation were correctional officers. As an example, the list included in the recommendation would have eliminated 277 support positions, including 152 administrative assistant support positions. If the sheriff is concerned about protecting his police and his roster of correctional officers at the jail, clearly reductions in the aforementioned level would prevent laying off critical line personnel. And his exempt staff, managers and administrators, has grown from 176 to 270, clearly another place where he could make reductions. Expanding management is an expensive proposition. one that now more than ever we simply can't afford. I will continue to push the sheriff to make the same difficult decisions I've asked of everyone else. And I know that he can do that safely while managing detention at the jail. Let me repeat, these difficult decisions require leadership and not excuses, rationalizations, or snide comments. In my own office of the president, our budgeted positions have decreased from 34 in December of 2010, when I took office, to 18 today, and 2 of those positions are currently unfilled. I've said before, and I'll say it again, we must act and act immediately to meet our financial obligations. That's what we're doing.
This has been a Look Inside Cook County.